Hi, I'm Nancy. I'm from the Netherlands. I live there together with Paul, who's my big friendly giant. Um, oh, I'm in Sweden. Do we have handball players in the room? Yes! Yes! I play games for a living. I have 160 games that I can use in any corporate setting. And my all-time favorite game is Team Handball. So I was very excited to come to Sweden, of course. Uh, also, I'm a very big open source hippie. I love open source. My first computer had open source on it when I was 13. And my big brother told me, Nancy, learn how to program because that is a skill you need for the rest of your life. That helped because I studied business informatics. And next to that, I also studied conservatory. So I'm a music teacher and an IT nerd. Also, I have been a product owner, a scrum master, and an agile coach for 10 years. And I'm retired now as a scrum master. So that's why it's a little bit smaller over there. Also, I'm a big proponent of the Special Olympics. I'm an avid volunteer for their organization that is sports for people with disabilities, intellectual disabilities. Of course, I play team handball with them, and I'm a referee as well. And if you have any affinity with either a sport or this group of people, please consider becoming a volunteer for the Special Olympics. It will make you rich, and not in a money kind of way. Also, a couple of years ago, I studied ludodidactics. Are there any people in the room who understand Latin? Yes, one person in the room who understands Latin. Ludo is the Latin word for playing, and didactics is the English word for didactics. So you can actually learn to become a game-based learning expert. And then you can play games for a living. A lot of people tell me, I want to do what you do. You can. You can actually study for it. Oh, and next to that, I do a lot of volunteering, and what I also do in my free time, I'm an ethical hacker. So I became a chair of a thing called Y 2025, and that's a 5-day outdoor hacker camp for ethical hackers with 4,000 people. It's great fun. Are there any engineers in the room? Yes. Happy to see you. Go there. It will blow your mind. It's awesome. Yeah, it's just all kinds of things happening there surrounding ethical hacking. So far for the commercial break. Today, I want to spark you with energy. Hopefully, play a lot. I have seven scientific reasons why I think you should play more at work, because it's essential, and we tend to forget that. So please do not say work hard, play hard. I like to rephrase that to play hard, play hard. There's a famous phrase: if you don't want to be replaced by a computer, don't act like one. We hear a lot going on around the subject of AI and things and taking over our jobs. So I hope to give you some idea on what distincts us from computers, because that is where the magic is, and that is where you have to focus on the coming decennia. So I hope to inspire you. I hope to experiment a little with you. Of course, we are going to play, because practice what you preach. I will explain my points by playing games with you. So let's start with that. Can you please all stand up? Oh my God, not an Energizer. Fuck that shit. I didn't sign up for this. You'll be fine, it won't take long. Okay, when I say start, you start moving on the spot. When I say stop, you stop, right? Start. Stop. Start. Stop. Start. Stop, perfect. We're going to turn it around. When I say start, you stop. When I say stop, you start. Start. Well done. Stop. Start. Stop. Stop faster. Start. Stop. Perfect, next round. When I say start, you stop. When I say stop, you start. When I say clap, you clap. When I say jump, you jump. Start. Oh, stop. Start. Clap. Jump. Clap. Start. Oh, stop. And start again. Next round. When I say start, you stop. When I say stop, you start. When I say clap, you jump. When I say jump, you clap. Clap. Start. Well done. Oh, start. It's okay. Stop. Clap. Jump. Clap. Jump. Jump. Jump, 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 jump. Clap. Start. Well done. Stop. And start again. Perfect. Next round. When I say start, you stop. When I say stop, you start. When I say clap, you jump. When I say jump, you clap. When I say dance, you dance on the spot. And when I say name, you shout out your name. Clap. Stop. Well done. Name. Dance. Clap. Jump. Start. Stop. Clap. Jump. Name. Dance. 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 Stop. And start again. Very well. Final round. Final round. Are you ready? When I say start, you stop. When I say stop, you start. When I say jump, you clap. When I say clap, you jump. When I say dance, you shout out your name. And when I say name, you start dancing on the spot. Clap. Jump. Name. Dance. Clap. Jump. Stop. Dance. Stop. Name. Dance. And start again. You can sit down. Thank you very much for playing. Start, stop. So that much for the lunch tip, eh? It won't be this wild all afternoon, don't worry. Okay. So first off, play is primal. We are hardwired for playing as human beings, as mammals, for a matter of fact. That guy in the upper left corner is Johan Huizinga, which sounds very Dutch, and it is. And he wrote a book called The Homo Ludens in 1938. That is relevant, especially in the Netherlands, because it's in the interbellum, so it's the time between the First and the Second World War. He wrote a book in which he said, playing in the broader sense of the word, so that also means making music, playing theater, or playing an instrument, or just playing a game, or sports, is essential for a free society. Wherever you see war in the world, these are the things that come under pressure. And what you also see in the world is that people in those areas of the world get hope out of theater, music, and playing. So it's counterintuitive maybe to have a comedy show in a metro station in Ukraine, but it's also something that helps people because we need playfulness to feel human. Playfulness is such an essential part of who we are and what we are in a free world, in a free society, that whenever you see we don't play enough, you will have the command and control that Carlo was talking about. If you can have the freedom to express yourself and wear a weird, colorful dress on a podium, your free rights and free speech is under pressure. So I think it's essential after, of course we need food first and all the other things, but playing is really, really essential for us human beings. Also for social connection. And that is something that that guy over there, Mr. Brown, Stuart Brown, he's from the Institute of Play in America. He does research about playfulness in adults. Because there's a lot of research on playfulness with children. And he states that we have to, if we want to function in a system or in a corporation or in a way, we have to use playfulness for social interactions, connections, but also balances. So if you have a playful organization, playing is a very quick way to connect to other people, right? If you take a ball and you put it in a group of people, they will start playing with it, whether it's kindergarten or an elderly home. People will start playing. If you look at team building, specific team building activities are almost always around the topic of play. Whether it's laser gaming, going to an escape room together, or do anything, if you want a team build, play is a great way of doing so. And that is also that he has research. You need playfulness for social constructions. Also, for instance, in kittens, they think they play because of the hunting part of things, but it's actually about social constructs within a group of kittens. So it's not about hunting, it's about who am I to you and what are you to me. So that is very useful research from that guy. The guy in the down left corner there, I think approximately 4 people in the room who recognize him. Maybe more if you're into space travel. But that's André Kuipers. He is a Dutch astronaut. And a while back in an interview, he was asked, what do you miss most about being in space? And he said playing. Because playing is rocket science. Playing is essential to innovate. I think also the whole talk that Emily was talking about, the serendipity of things. Playing is a means of fostering that type of atmosphere in an organization or a group of people. So you need playfulness to experiment, fail, innovate. So it's very counterintuitive maybe to stop your work and start playing, but probably where do you get your best ideas? Anyone? The shower, yes. The shower, it's always 17% of innovative ideas, of new and fresh ideas, 17, comes behind a desk. That's not that much. So if you want to come up with cool, innovative, new angles of looking at a problem, like if an engineer gets stuck, go out for a walk. And we know this, right? It's like everybody is aware that this is facts. You can start, you can keep sitting at your desk, but you will not get the answer. So start playing to be innovative. And that's Jane McGonigal, and she is, she wrote a book, a very famous book called Reality is Broken, and her aim, her goal, her mission in life is, she's a game designer, to one day have a game designer win the Nobel Prize for Peace. Because she thinks if we play more, this world will be a better place, and I agree. This is also something, games are pretty universal. Most of you probably know the game of Tetris. And I use a lot of games as well in my work, and I used to do that as a product owner as well, to explain technical concepts to non-technical people. For instance, a game of Tetris is a perfect way to explain technical depth. I will explain. If you have a field of Tetris and it's 3/4 filled, and you want to put new blocks on there, it will become increasingly harder. And if you look at it as new features in software development, the little holes in the Tetris board, that's technical depth. And if you want to add new features, you have to play away those lines. And there's another beautiful thing in this metaphor, because what happens when you play away a line in Tetris? Yes, it gets removed, right? And there's something else that also happens when it's removed. Everything goes down, most certainly. And there's this little other box on the side of on the screen as well. You get points, yes. You get points. And by that you can tell people, okay, so removing technical debt has business value. And that is one of the hardest discussions you have as a do we have product owners here? Thank you. Product owners, remember this. There is business value in removing technical debt. Because you know, you have to explain to all these stakeholders, yes, we finished the sprint, yes, we fixed all of this shit, and yes, you cannot see anything about it. But it has value. And that's, I think, for a product owner, the hardest thing to explain to some people who, we want new, more shiny things in the software. I'm sorry, we will do that later, but what we did now has value. Cool. I also used a lot of train tracks to explain API database things. Just put it on the table and make it 3D. Also, my shoes are Lego branded. Um, Lego is. Are there any architects as well? I know you are. See, with the tiny little finger. Yeah. Lego is the best and cheapest 3D modeling tool of software architecture out there. So if you put a box of Lego on a table and you say, okay, we are going to build this, what will it look like? Use Lego for this because you 3D model it. It's also nice for the privacy officer, security officer. They will see, oh, this is how it works. So it's a lovely 3D modeling tool and engineers love it. Just, well, everybody loves Lego, right? Cool. Second reason, we're almost playing again, don't worry. It is good for your brain and your body. We all know sitting is the new smoking. I'm a smoker, sorry. Sitting is the new smoking. And like we said earlier, the best ideas I get in the shower. The best ideas are not coming from behind your desk. It is very helpful to move around, and why not turn it into a game so it's more exciting than going out for a walk when it's very Dutch rainy weather. So turn it into a game. Also for memorizing stuff, it's a great way to add body movement to it. I know this also from my music teacher education, that when you link knowledge to songs, or when you link knowledge to body movements, you will just remember it better. So also when you talk about knowledge transfer, having a presentation is a very bad idea. Sorry. Because when people actually feel things happening, or play a game and have all the emotions that come with it, they will really hold that knowledge so much better. So let's play a game. Oh, no, I have... Okay. I see this all the time on LinkedIn, this picture, by the way. Your brain just numbs down if you stay seated. And when you exercise, and that can be play, you will be more active in your brain. Also, oh, I know my next one. Are there people in this room who have, on a daily basis, back-to-back meetings? So you have a meeting and then the meeting. Could everybody look around, please? So please keep your hand up. And then together I'll say, ah. I'm so sorry for you all. I really am. I really am. Because this is so very unhealthy for your cortisol levels. Please, people, you are breaking yourself. This is not okay. And I think, and I know a lot of people know this, but who knows Parkinson's law? Do we have any people here? Parkinson's law is Parkinson's law. Well, one part of it states it's not about the disease. One of it states the time you have available will be used. It's very very much simplified the way I tell it now. But so if you have a meeting with someone and you put it for an hour in your calendar, it will take an hour. If you put 2 hours in your calendar, it will take 2 hours. If you put 45 minutes in your calendar, it will take probably 45 minutes. So if you are one of the ones who put up your hands when I say, do you have back-to-back meetings, please, please, please do try shortening your meetings, because you will get the job done in a shorter amount of time. I'm fully convinced of that. And make sure you have some time in between to stand up and stretch and, I don't know, go outside for a walk or do anything else than just meeting afterward. Especially because a lot of you, I saw hands going up on the whole remote part this morning. Please keep yourself sane. Please do. Your future self will be happy. Cool, brain shock, yeah. Okay, you're going to have to seriously move now, because you cannot play it where you are right now. I would like, oh, this is interesting. I forgot 2 important Nancy rules. Important Nancy rule number 1. Playing is always voluntary. So if you don't feel like playing, I'm not making you, ever, because then it's not playing anymore. So that's the first rule. The second rule is all the games I play are never, ever, ever to make fun of anyone. So that's an important rule. Another rule is some of my games get a little bit loud. If you see me raising my hand, do we have Scrum Masters here as well? As your coaches? This is a nice facilitation tip when you facilitate a large group of people. When you see me raise my hand and you are making noise, please finish your sentence and then shut up and raise your hand as well. Because that's the quickest way to get a group of people silent in not that much time. Yeah? So, okay. Also, do not ever judge about anyone else, either not or playing. So not playing or playing. So don't judge each other. It could be any reason why someone chooses not to play. It could be back pain. It could be I had a baby the whole night, so I'm fine where I'm sitting here. That's also right. So it could be anything. So don't judge other people for not playing. Also, don't judge other people for playing. If you are not playing, I would love to invite you to be an observer, because viewing a game is also a little bit of playing without the real involvement, and it will give you cool insights as well. Yeah? Okay, cool. I would like to create groups of 4 people. Somewhere around here or here. So come out of the benches. It's really fun, I promise. This is also a great game to use in your teams next week. I already lost some people. Awesome. Okay. Do you have groups of 4? Sorry, Tony. No one wants to be on stage? Is there anyone lacking a group of 4 now? I see one person there. Is there a group of 3 somewhere? Okay. Okay. This game is called Brain Shock, and we will debrief afterwards, because any serious game is only a reason to have a proper debrief afterwards. Okay, cool. So one of you is it, and everybody will become it somewhere around the game. So choose one person in your team of 4. Who starts? Yeah? Okay, cool. Okay, listen up. So there's one person on the left side. And he or she is going to ask he or she is going to ask easy mathematical questions. 1 + 1, 3 - 2. Easy mathematical questions. If you have a Swedes-only group, you can do it in Swedish. So easy math questions, right? Okay, cool. On the other side is someone standing, and he or she is asking non-invasive personal questions, like what's your favorite color? Where were you born? I don't know, favorite animal? Do you have any pets? Things like that. What is maiden name? Across from the person who is it is someone who will make easy to copy physical gestures. Yeah? Are you with me? Okay, cool. This, like I said, this is going to be loud. Okay, cool. One catch. Everybody gets their turn. So when the first it is done, we will take turns, right? Okay. And you will do all of this at the same time. And the person who is it has to copy and answer the questions. If they do not answer, repeat the questions until you get an answer. Yes? Was that clear instruction for everyone? Yeah? Is this clear instruction for everyone here as well? Yeah? Okay. Like I said, this tends to get loud sometimes. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! And we are going to switch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you can all take turns now. Take turns, the next one is it. Take turns, the next one is it. Yeah? Taking turns is the easiest. Yeah, just to turn. Person number 2, are you ready? Are you ready? Person number 2? 3, 2, 1, go! What is that guy doing? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you can take turns. Person number 3 is up now. You can take turns. People are applauding. You can take turns. Person number 3. If you just turn, person number 3 is up now. Are we all ready? Yeah? Okay, person number 3. 3, 2, 1, go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and the final it's. The final person now. So take turns. And then we have the final person. The final it. Yeah? This already started. Interesting. Person number 4, are you ready? Yeah? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go! Wow. And we're done in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. all for playing Brain Shock. Okay, you can take a seat. You can take a seat. But Nancy, you promised us no more wild games. I know, I lied. Sorry. Carla, are you leaving? Oh. I think this is about the moment that I'm going to raise my hand. Perfect. Works like a charm. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to repeat myself. The only reason why you should play a serious game, and the only reason why you should call it a serious game, is when you do a proper debrief. If there's one thing that you remind from this whole presentation, that will be it. Always do a proper debrief. If you're a Scrum Master, you're probably really good at doing retrospectives. Always do that after a game, because otherwise it was just fun, which is also fine. But the lessons learned will only be known or shared if you do a debrief. So, what was this game all about? Multitasking, thank you. Yes. It's about multitasking. So, who of you in the audience was very good at math questions? I see it. So, okay. Who of you was very good at personal questions? One. Who of you was very good at copying the movements? See what? Very cool. Okay. Who of you sucked at all three, basically? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So how well does multitasking work, you think? Yeah, so multitasking is absolutely one. Are there other things that you think, okay, I can do this with a team that has a hard time with X, Y, Z? What are other things that you can use this for? Laughter. That's a very good reason to play a game. Yeah, I heard a lot of laughter, so that's a good thing. Thank you. Empathy, yeah. Also getting, yeah, to get to know each other a little bit better and copying. Yeah, right. Nice, love that. Thanks. Someone, or it was just my mind. That happens. Squirrel. Sometimes. Okay. I also use it with, I didn't understand all of it but because my Swedish is a bit rusty, but about the whole team with loads of work in progress and things like that and how to focus. This is also when I have a team that lacks focus or has too much in their sprint, this is also a nice one to play. For instance, at the start of retrospective. So if you're doing this with a team that just fails their sprint goals because they are doing 700 things at the same time, this is very useful for a team. Also, this is also very useful for leadership teams to show them, stop interrupting engineers. Because that isn't very helpful if you interrupt volunteers. Volunteers also, engineers, sorry. Because the people of you who know programming know that when you're in a certain zone and a way of, you have a certain type of focus when you're programming or creating something and someone, hey, can I ask you something? Boom, and it's gone. And it will take you at least 15 minutes to get back into your code, right? Yeah, this is also a way to explain this to non-programming people. So I find it very useful. And it's also useful just for having fun, which is a perfect goal to have with a team. Also, if you have a team of, I played this with a group of school teachers. They asked me how they could use games for neurodiverse people, and also with groups of people, groups of children that had a hard time with bullying or things like that in class. and perfectionism. So, because by playing these types of games, you create a safe space to fail. So you can also use it for failure. Because almost everybody fails at this game while having fun. So it's safe, you can create a safe space to experiment with failure. And I think that's also a very blissful lesson that can be learned here. Cool. Relations. This quote is not by Plato, which I find funny because all over the internet it says it's by Plato, but it's not. This is in a bank in the Netherlands. I still think the quote is golden, by the way, although it's not from Plato. You can discover more about a person in an hour of play than in a year of conversation. Because when you have a new team of people where you work with, like Emily's earlier said with the whole memory of the teams and things like that, games are a perfect way to get that out. Also, as a team coach or an agile coach, playing a game with a group of people will put a looking glass over that team. So you will very quickly distill the relationships in that team. Also, who here are rule benders? I see you. Whenever I play a new game, I always try to figure out other ways to bend the rules. Yeah. Also, I'm a team handball referee. Those of you who know handball, sometimes it's hard. Is it an attacking mistake or a defense mistake? If an attacker is smart in their foul, I sometimes give them the probability of the doubt. I'm like, okay, you can have it. Which is not okay as a ref, but okay. No, but you will quickly distill the rule benders in a game like this. Also, when they start bending the rules, you will see the rule followers, and that's not a bad thing. So this is not something the one is better than the other, but especially people mostly from quality assurance, they are not that fond of people who try to bend the rules. There is a reason I'm an ethical hacker and not a security consultant. Right? And it's both are important in a team. You need the rule benders and you need the rule followers in the same team to work together. And it's nice to see in a game that if the rule bender bends rules, and the rule follower will react and will say, "You're not playing according to the rules." It will frustrate them. And that will probably be copied in their day-to-day work. So it tells you a lot as a coach. Okay, so here are the things that we have to take into account when we start working together on a product, software, or anything else. Also, relationships between team members. Please do make teams. You will immediately know who are the work friends, because they will stick together. You can play with that as well. I usually ask a group of people like this, find your soulmate, that's the one who has the same shoe sole as you have. Just a funny game to mix up groups of people. But there are ways to distill what's going on in a group of people, and especially as a team coach, you want to coach in between. As an individual coach, you coach the person. As a team coach, you coach in between people. So a game is a very good way of distilling that. Cool. Teams have feedback. Those of you who are Scrum-minded people will know 4 of the 5 words here. We'll probably know the 5th as well. Openness, courage, commitment, and focus. Games are also a safe way to give and receive feedback within a team. Especially when you have a team where atmosphere can be a little bit grim from time to time, or people are talking about other people's backs. And you know that as a team coach, and you know there are some dynamics going on here, and somehow you cannot find a way to put it on the table. A game can be a perfect way to get that to the surface. So the transparency part of inspect and adapt, of the whole Scrum framework. So I have seen in practice in a leadership team where they had to solve a puzzle. It was a puzzle game with pictures. And one of the team members was like, I've got pigs, because there are pigs in that puzzle. And the other team members were just solving that puzzle together. And he was just running around, I've got the pigs, I've got the pigs. Afterwards, when I debriefed the game, one of the people in the room said, my friend, this is what you do at work as well. Because you have an idea, you have something, you have a picture, literally a vision, and you scream about the fact that you have it, and you forget about the fact that we are working together and also have some ideas maybe on how we should solve a certain problem. And it's not because you're a bad person, it's because you're over-enthusiastic. And it was, that was what it was. He was over-enthusiastic. And he was like, oh, I was never aware of that, so thank you so much for providing me with that feedback. Up till now, I spoke to this particular dude, I think 1.5 years later, and he's told me that they now have within their team the signal word pigs. Whenever he gets over-enthusiastic, someone will scream, pigs, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I will. I would love to hear your thoughts. So it can provide a buffer or a safe space to actually give the feedback you really want to give. Or if you see as a team coach, people struggling on providing honest feedback, because it's scary to give honest feedback from time to time, especially when it's a bit critical. It's hard to say to someone, I don't like the way you do this, this, or that. But if you put a game in between, it's easier. Okay. Bam. Smarter Angry Bird. Ta-da! Finally. I would love to play this game with, let me check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a maximum of 7 people on the stage. And a minimum of 6, by the way. And I have all day. And I have games if you play with me. Yes! Presents. Presents always help. Yay! Okay, cool. I only have brought 7, so maximum of 7. Otherwise it will be hard. Okay, big round of applause for people who were courageous enough to come and play with me. Thank you all. So we're going to play a game called Smarter Angry Bird. This is an Angry Bird. You all have first names. Probably, right? Yes. Okay, cool. They all have first names. I want the birds to go in an alphabetical order based on your first name as quickly as you can, and I will time you. So who's highest up in the alphabet? So someone with an A? Perfect. You will start. Please wait for me. I have to grab my timer. The timer device, aka my phone. Stopwatch. So, the timer stops when it gets back to A. Quick learners. The timer goes back when it's back. Yeah? 3, 2, 1, go. So quiet. Oh, wow. Should have taken their name tag. 15 seconds. Dear team, you're a team now. Dear team, do you think you can do this faster? Yes. Yes. Most certain yes. Okay, cool. Would you like some 10 seconds to discuss how? Go for it. Are you ready? Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go. 2.27. Yay! Celebrations, also very important. Cool. Do you think you can do it faster? Yes. Yes? Yes? Okay. Uh-oh. How am I going to... Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh! 1.63. Wow. Dear team. Oh, they're still celebrating. Very important. Important part of the playing. Um, do you think you can do it faster? Do you want some time to come up? How? Oh, goodness. Huh, 0 seconds. Very well done. What happened? They all held the bird at the same time. Thank you so much for playing. You can have games now, and then we will debrief. There you go. There you go. Oh, did I? Ah, there you go. Thanks. Okay, a couple of things here. This is very easy and stout one you can play with any team, especially I also like to play this with leadership teams. What are the lessons learned here? Teamwork, I hear teamwork. Iterations. But of course, it's an Agile conference. Thank you so much. Sorry? Stating the obvious. Yeah, I know. But sometimes when you're standing here, it's nice to hear. Talking to each other. Yes. Can we come up with a better plan? Yeah. Also an interesting one linked to Carla's presentation. Who answered when I asked the question, can you do this faster? Yeah, it was a woman. Yeah, it was the woman and the woman. But it shows you a lot about. Is the sound still okay? Because I was. Oh, okay. Because I was touching my mic. I'm sorry. It tells you a lot about informal leadership. If I play this with a new team, it shows you instantly who is taking the lead and who follows, but also the types of leadership. Because I have been in situations where there was one person at the very beginning of the game, especially when the group is a little bit bigger than this, who says, but what if we hold it all at the same time? And nobody listens. And it took them like 6, 7, 8 rounds. And so that's also an interesting way to reflect on people's behavior within the group. So it seems like a silly little game, but you can add extra layers depending on what you want to achieve with a team. Because it tells you a lot about who is in charge here. And is that always the best person to be in charge? One of the questions that I also typically like, it's in the debriefing cube. At the end of the presentation, there will be a QR code where you can find all the information I shared during this presentation and more. So please beware, and I will probably send a link as well to the organization here, so they will get an after mail, maybe, yeah. So it will be in there as well. But it's an interesting thing to see that there can be so much more layers in a simple game like this. I get a lot of, my last name is Beers, what can I say? I get a lot of inspiration from drinking games. Because that's most often about failure. Because we want people to fail, so they have to drink, right? But it's a lovely, easy way to let things come to the surface in a quick way. Universal and inclusive. Everybody can play. I mean, I'm with the Special Olympics for a reason. But yeah, I mean, I see even big and powerful man like Donald Trump. His favorite thing is playing golf. Not the best example in the world, Nancy. But okay. He's also not that inclusive. But playing games, everybody all around the world know how to play and how to use games. So I think it's an awesome way also when you have cultural differences, for instance, to have ways to cope with that. I mean, I was once working at the bank I mentioned earlier with a team. I had 8 developers there from 7 different nationalities. That's interesting, I can tell you, from all over the world. So it was playing was a very nice way to also get the cultural differences across. Cool. Fun and happiness. This is the lesson I learned at my study ludodidactics that I was baffled about. Because what I hear a lot is, oh, you have such fun work. Yes, and playing is not about fun. Fun is a byproduct. And that was like truly mind-blowing to me. I was like, sorry, what? But playing is about fun, right? Playing is only fun when it's hard and it frustrates a little. Are there people here who play or know someone who plays Candy Crush? Yeah? It's annoying. You have these levels where you just can't, it's just days and days at end that you cannot finish that level. Or that end boss in Mario, or I don't know. If it were easy, it wouldn't be as much fun. And the fun comes after the frustration. So you have to be frustrated first before it comes fun. And also because it has something to do with leveling up your skills. And that is where the game starts the learning. Games are a perfect way to develop competences and skills. That was one syllable too many. Interesting. Competences is such a hard word in English. So you have to be frustrated to get the end boss in the end. And then what happens? Dopamine. Oh, especially, I'm not surprised. I figured out like a couple of years ago that I might be on the neurodiverse spectrum. My sister got diagnosed with ADHD, and I was like, could be. Games actually can help you very much with your dopamine levels. So if you have, and it's not uncommon that you have neurodiverse people, especially in IT. So games can help you a lot with making sure that people stay motivated to do what we're doing. I think it also could have been a reason why I ended up as a Scrum Master. Because it's short sprints with goals every 2 weeks or 1 week, or I even had a team where we had 1-day sprints. Awesome. Great. Because all the achievements made sure, if we achieved it, of course, made sure I kept motivated. But it has to be a little bit frustrating. Yes. Now we're going to play the change game. I changed my presentation based on the talks of this morning. So I added this one. It's one of my all-time favorites. I have to click again. I'm sorry. Hey, there it is. The change game. This game is very interesting, especially when you play it with agile-minded people. I won't be too hard on you this time, but when I play this in a corporate setting with change agents or transformational managers, or I'm a bit harder on them, but today I will be sweet with you. I want you to make pairs. So 2 people, and you need to just stand up for it. Yet again. Yet again, playing is voluntary, but I invite you to play because it's fun. No, I think you can stay where you are. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, this is going to be excruciating to start with, because I want you to observe and look at your partner. I will make it shorter. For 40 seconds. In silence, I might add. So in silence, observe your partner. Yeah? Is this clear instruction? Okay, go for it. In silence. Go. 10 seconds in. Yeah, I know. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was 40 seconds. Uncomfortable, right? Imagine when I play this in Finland. Oh, sorry. Where is she? There she is, sorry. I'm just joking. I heard a Corona joke about the Finnish, but it's a nice joke, I think. They were glad that Corona was over because then they could stick back to the 5 meters distance again. Yeah. I'm happy you're laughing because I didn't want to make fun of you, but I thought it was a funny joke. Thanks. Okay. So you have observed your partner. Now I want you to turn around and please change 3 things about yourself. So turn around. You are change experts, right? All of you. You are at an Agile conference. You know all about change. The laughing is already starting. That's nice. If you have changed 3 things about yourself, could you please raise your hand so I know that who's done and who's not, who's still work in progress? Yeah. Still changing? Changed? Yeah? Okay, thank you. Now turn back facing your partner and find the 3 differences. I see the upside down glasses club. There was one over there, one over here. Nice. Nice. If you have found the 3 differences, can you please raise your hand? If you have found them. Perfect. Okay. Are we there yet? They're still searching. If you haven't found them yet, you can reveal them now. Oh. Yeah? Okay, cool. I would kindly request you to turn around again, not facing your partner in crime. And then please change 5 new things about yourself. You're the experts. I wanted to make a point about the whole frustration thing. Yeah. The outfit on this guy, everything is so in line. I love it. Yeah. Five new things. See some great changes already. I will not get anyone undressed, don't worry. This is a safe space. Are we there yet? Do we have 5 differences? 5 changes? Yeah? Okay, you can turn around. Cool. Turn around and find the 5 differences. Are you observing as well? Are you observing as well what happens? Because I want to. Oh, or are you? Cool. Are we there? Yeah? Yeah. Are we there yet? Yeah? Cool. Cool. Are we all there? Yeah? Yeah, yeah. Yeah? Can you please turn around again? Can you? Please. Turn around. Again. Okay. When I play this with agile coaches, I ask for 20 right now. I won't do that to you. But let's say, okay, I will be nice on you. Let's turn back to back again and change 6 more different things. 6 more. Only 6. Only 6. Usually I do 20. Yeah. Yes, you're first. Are you the competitive one? Yes. No? Okay. I am. Competition is fun. From my perspective. Are we sort of almost there yet, people? Yeah? Okay. Oh, I see people moving around now, yeah? Ah, okay. Yes? You can turn around and find the 6 differences, please. Well done. That's fine. It's a change. If you want to see resistance to change, that's it. You will get the rules to the game. It's Are we there yet? Yeah? Now please no, I'm joking. We're done. This was the end of the game. Okay, you can sit down. Don't worry. If I'm really in a bad mood, I ask people to do another round. Or 2, but now I'm not. Because you were lovely. I won't do that to you. Okay, cool. Now for the very important part. The debrief. This is one of my all-time favorites. It's from Tiagi, and the debrief is, it's not mine, but I love it. Also, this game is, I have a podcast where this is explained, this game. Also the debrief, and also it's, I think, somewhere on my website with the proper debrief. Because this has a very particular thing, a kind of debrief. Because I would love to ask you a question. Do you remember from the very, very first round, the very, very first thing you changed when I asked you to change 3 things about yourself? Do you have a recollection of that? Glasses? Glasses? Hair loose? Yeah? So letting your hair loose, getting rid of a name tag. Yeah. Interesting thing is, if you ask people to change something, they associate this with loss. People will take off their watch, take off their shoes, take off their wedding ring, take off their name tag, their glasses. So when you ask people to change something, it's bad. And it was not completely unintentional when I said, I won't get you undressed, because I have had these remarks, especially in the second round. Do you want to get us naked? Because somehow change is linked to getting rid of something. While adding something is also a change, right? But that is so hardwired, ingrained in us, that when we hear change, we think loss, which is very normal, especially for us agile people. We still have that, okay. So at one point after the first round, or in the first round, you have found the 3 differences. What happened right after that? I don't know, I don't think everybody heard her because I'm the one having the mic. Everybody turned back. Every change made was put back. So making a change is not that hard, but actually holding the change, you will see as change consultants, agile consultants, when you're trying to change things in an organization or in a corporation or within a team, when the stakes get higher, the work pressure raises, people will go back to their earlier behavior. People will go back. So making a change is not so hard, but sustaining a change, that is where we are needed, because that's the hardest part. Like Carla said, we are going back in time again. We thought, like in the Netherlands, we thought we had this whole abortion thing figured out, and now they're talking about it again. We're like, what? Seriously? We're back to the 50s again? Really? That was a serious note, but also in corporate change or team change, it's hard to stay changed. And it's very human behavior to change back. And of course, I get it, when you put off your glasses and when you put off your watch, you put it back on. That's a very logical thing to do. But it's just also something to take notice of in this game. Okay. Then I announced the second round. What happened then with you? You didn't like me. Biatch. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Tony. I hope it's an adult. Yeah. No, it's yeah. So you were like, what? Are you serious, dears? Yeah, we got it. On to the new one. Yeah. Any other people who also experienced this sort of like resistance, maybe? Again? Why? 5 extra? Really? Okay. So what happened in the third round? It gets easier. Cool. Why? How come? You've done it before. So you started to get into more creative mode. Yeah, that helps. Did you also observe something happening? Not particularly. That's fine. That's fine. So it becomes easier. Sometimes people find it harder, though. Okay. I also noticed something else happening. Maybe you can think about what it was. Because, okay, so I asked you first 3 things to change about yourself, and then 5 things to change about, and then 6 things to change about yourself. What happened when your ideas dried up? Right, looking at other people. I saw people exchanging glasses and looking outside instead of only to the individual yourself to find new changes. So sometimes, if you get stuck, you need others to help you change. So this is also a lovely way to break through the resistance and come up with more creative ideas and reach out to other people to help you change. Because no man is an island. So sometimes you need others to achieve change. It's a silly game in the basis if you just play the game. But if you have the debrief with it, and I think has so much cool lessons. And also this is one of the games which, when I played it the first time, I was ready to kill the guy. Really. And I had been the one for 10 years to say, yeah, you just have to change people, and we're just going to do it the other way, and we need postmortems, and we need this, and we're going to change that. And then it was like, okay, but this is pretty hard to do and to sustain. And it's also a bit scary, and people get tired if you put change after change after change after change in your process, in your organization. And we cannot stand still. We have to change, because otherwise the competition will be faster and we will lose the game. But also take note of what you felt and experienced today, while had to physically make the changes on yourself. It's hard. Be a little bit compassionate about that sturdy person who says, I've worked here for 20 years. It's perfectly fine. I will just be here until my pension and let me go. That's fine. Be compassionate. Change is hard. Okay. The change game. It's, like I said, it's all written out on my blog, which you will find at the end of the presentation. This is such an open door that I drew an open door. And it's also closely intertwined, I think, with the story of Emily this morning. Playfulness helps you so much in creating a vibrant company. And the return on investment, if you have to sell it to someone, I don't know, the return on investment, that case can truly be made. So please, please, please promise me that you play more among yourselves, with your teams, with your people, and of course with your kids if you have them. But also take playfulness serious at work. Cool. Now what? I'm a practical person. I like to give practical tips that you can use tomorrow. Start small. It doesn't have to be hard. I don't know, have you ever heard of story cubes? These are little cubes with little pictures on it. You can get them all over the place. Just use something small at the beginning of a meeting. Or do some short thing to boost the creative mindset. Let people draw the last sprint in a retrospective. Can you please draw the last sprint? Also, do your retrospective outside, for instance. I did it once with just like a board, what's it called, chalk, where you can draw. Do your retrospective outside. Try to change perspectives, try to change lenses, but it doesn't have to be big, huge board games that take 2 to 3 hours. It can be something very small. Like I said earlier, if you remember one thing about this whole thing that we did today, focus on the debrief. That is where the lessons are learned. That is where the gold nuggets of a serious game are. Always do a proper debrief. Play formats. Like I said, I've collected approximately 160 games in the last 10 years. They are all over the place for any game, for any type of game. So I have games about security awareness, about GDPR law, about, I don't know. I also give presentations about darker subjects. I even gamified a presentation about sexual harassment. You can gamify that. It was called Capture the Red Flag. Those of you who know the hacker scene a little bit, you have Capture the Flags. There were cybersecurity challenges. I played a game, Capture the Red Flag. It was fun. The subject wasn't, but it was fun. Play 14. If you are a Scrum Master or work with Scrum Masters, Play 14 is an NGO, and they organize series game events all over Europe that take 2 to 2.5 days, and are very affordable. I'm also volunteering there, of course, because you can never do too much volunteering work. And it's 2.5 days of the type of games that we play today. And that's a lot. But also the board games, card games, all kinds of different games that you can use in an agile setting. So very useful way to get your toolbox filled very, very quickly. And it's an amazing community. They share everything. I'm an open source hippie, so all the games that I have, I share as well. So there are loads of games there. And if you liked what you saw today, please visit the Play 14 event. You will be amazed. And of course, you can go to my website and find information on my blog there. If it's okay with you, we're nearing the break, and I have a lovely game that is called A Living Organization, but it takes space. So I would like to play it at the beginning of the break, outside. So if there are people who want to play an extra bonus game, we can do that right after this outside, because it's lovely weather, and I like to make my point that it's a good idea to be outside if it's sunny. Yeah? Cool. Here's my ending story, because I also like storytelling a lot. Why I do what I do. That is little Nancy, twice. Because I'm a bit much, which is fine. What I'm doing right now, I already loved doing when I was 4. Standing on a stage, entertaining people, making laughter, creating, having fun. And my big dream was to work in a theater. Well, I get paid and people listen to me, so I guess I'm there, basically. And that is me with my dad. My dad was also an engineer and a musician, so that's the first interesting parallel. The second interesting parallel is that my dad placed playgrounds all over the Netherlands, like physical playgrounds. He passed away 6.5 years ago, but his work is still there in the Netherlands, and children are playing on his work until this day. And I think that's a beautiful, beautiful legacy. He was also the one who told me, Nancy, don't let anyone tell you you can't do anything, you can't do something because you are a girl. So he was also one of my most important allies. He taught me how to weld, he taught me how to make streets, and he taught me how to sing. And why I do what I do, I really, really love what I do. And because he was my greatest fan, I'm building on his work in spreading more playfulness in this world. Please never stop playing. Thank you.
We have time for a few questions.
It's an aftercare page. It says you survived a presentation by Nancy. Well done. Go ahead.
Thank you very much for a great presentation. Just one question is that how does this kind of games work in a hybrid situation?
In what kind of situation?
In a hybrid situation where
hybrid?
Yeah.
Oh, I played more than ever in online situations. There are loads and loads of games like that as well. Also on my blog, so you can find them there. For instance, breakout room tag. So do you know tag? You are it, like basically. You can do that throughout breakout rooms, at least in Zoom. I don't know if Teams already fixed that you can switch rooms. But also, for instance, the photo booth game. So everybody closes their screen And then you ask them, okay, turn into a superhero. So find all the things that you have, and then we make a picture with the team all dressed up. Also, what I brought with me were our black stories. I don't know if you know these. Let me see if I have one here. I think so. That can easily be played in an online setting as well. That's snakes. No. Where is it? Nope. But my short answer is yes, there are loads of games that you can play in an online setting as well. Mirror slideshow. This is an example of a black story. It's basically riddles that you have to solve by asking yes and no questions. And these are very awesome to play either in a hybrid session as well as playing asynchronous. So if you have, for instance, a team in India and a team here, you can just play asynchronous as well. So that's also a great example. You can find these online as well. I'm not going to spoil the answer.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Start Stop, where I started with, was also one that you can play online. Because you can make people move behind their desk, right? And clap and jump, and that's, yeah. Are we going out and play? Cool. I guess that was it then. Thank you so much. And I will go outside there